Welcome everyone back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt.
Our defensive tactics have improved our position enormously.
Okay, British advisor. Anyway, welcome back to the Spearhead cast, and we're gonna be watching a 2v2 on the Western Front. Let's go through the players. We have the British as Robertos with Royal Parachute already, and Eugen as US Armor. Okay, that's gonna be an interesting one. Meanwhile, on the German side, we have Captain Airstrike as Ostdivision. Ooh, it's interesting to see Osttruppen and the Eastern Europeans being called in. And we have Professor as Sturm Tactics without Wallonians. Okay, that's a different thing. We're seeing Sturmgrenadiers out the gate first. Sturmgrenadiers is also pretty good if you're actually using Sturm, because they get access to the MG30, which means you can actually give them 2 machine guns, which is a ridiculous little thing if you're wondering. That's a lot of firepower for one squad. Obviously, Osttruppen followed by Volksgrenadiers coming out here for the Wehrmacht to try and secure some territory. Ooh, double Sturmgrenadier. Oh, interesting. Also, we're going to see an actual early assault here coming out from the actual Sturm troops. Good to see. Sturm is actually meant to be very assault-oriented. It's good to see the Sturm Pioneers already pushing up early. I suppose Sturmgrenadiers are going to be there to support them shortly. That's a Pineapple trying to go into the trench. Good throw. Someone definitely did a lot of baseball back in school. And when we have British troops coming out, the Sherwood Rangers coming onto the field, as well as the first airborne paratroopers are already on the field, so that's a really strong elite unit, by the way. But the Sturm troops have already pushed up pretty far, but these Sturmgrenadiers out in the open, they have to get behind cover quickly. Already lost one man. And well, the fighting is going to start happening over here. And I think these Royal Paratroopers, if they get into a good position, can start doing a lot of damage to the Germans. Americans are sort of pinned down behind the cover here, trying to hold the Germans at bay, but more riflemen are coming up here. They're going to get flanking shots. But more Sturmgrenadiers is coming up. MT-34 coming up behind us, I think. Yes. Could have sent a Pineapple, but the Germans dodged it. But I think that Sturmgrenadier might have to pull back. They're taking heavy losses. Oh, that rifleman just took some heavy losses there, though. Good job there from the Waffen-SS. Yeah, well, the Wehrmacht has engaged the Royal Paratroopers. There's going to be a lot of fighting here. Some Volksgrenadiers are flanking up here. Gonna for a Brandflasche. I don't think the British have noticed. Oh, yeah, they're moving. But it might be a little bit too late. And now they're up close with the Volksgrenadiers. I think the Volksgrenadiers might have that handle, but that's a Mills bomb. Very good Mills bomb at that. So the British actually win that. Osttruppen and Volksgrenadiers holding up here, some Eastern Europeans conspired to fight alongside the Germans against the Americans and British. Probably not something you'd normally see. I think most Osttruppen were deployed in the East against the Soviets. I may be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. MT-34 being set up here with some Stormtroopers as their garrison crew. Well, not garrison crew, but crew members. Which is a unique thing if you're playing a Sturm. I think your weapons crew are Stormtroopers generally.
Pioneers reporting for duty.
Looks like the Osttruppen have already pulled back. Actually, the Osttruppen have died, I think. Yep, so the Germans have to pull back here. And these British paratroopers are definitely going to be a problem. These guys are really elite troops. They will win out against the Germans at long range from cover to cover. Vertical coming up here for the Americans. Looks like it's water cooled. We also have a Jeep here. MG-34 moving up here for the Waffen-SS. MG-42 being armed on the Sturmgrenadiers. Good to see. People generally go for other weapons than the MG-42 early on, I've noticed. Generally the doctrinal weapons, and generally the ones you get from certain doctrines. But MG-42 plus the MG-30 later on will be really potent for these squads, I feel. The MG-34 is also providing a good firepower. Oh, but they're being pinned down by the vertical.
We can now establish a forward HQ. We have authorization to appropriate nearby dwellings for
More paratroopers coming into the center. These paratroopers already been equipped with a captured MG-34. Apparently something the British would generally do, would actually use German equipment if they could find it. Oh, Volksgrenadiers have been armed with PPSHs. Unique upgrade to the Volksgrenadiers if you're playing as Ostdivision. Germans actually captured a lot of PPSHs and actually distributed field manuals of how to operate them, and even began converting them to use German ammunition. So that kind of tells you how much the Germans actually liked the PPSH after getting it. But that's not going to help them here. Yep, they're out. More Osttruppen come out into the field. Waffen-SS is planning to take up, and the Waffen-SS is even preparing to push in here, I think. Another MG42 being prepared here. Ooh, that guy got shredded by the vertical. I think it's a vertical anyway. Yeah, it's a vertical. But they might have an MG42 here shortly, which might tear up that Jeep. But those American riflemen might become a problem if they can flank. Gunners down on the Jeep. More Americans trying to flank in, but they were pinned briefly. Oh, Americans are trying to flank it down here. They got killed. And well, these Storm Grenadiers are still holding this front line. Well, the British seems like they've been pushing up aggressively on the Osttruppen side. We are seeing the 25th Panzergrenadiers coming in, unique unit to the Ost Division. Probably one of the best Panzergrenadier units in my opinion. The only Panzergrenadier unit in the entire war actually to be fully mechanized. No other Panzergrenadier unit were actually able to have enough half-tracks to all their troops. So this is a very unique unit. Yeah, the Pioneers are doing well here against the Paratroopers. Royal Paratroopers are really good men. Which I suppose is why the 25th have been called in to try and fight back. But they need to be equipped properly. They can be equipped with an LMG-42 as well as scope Sturmgewehrs if you want. But looks like he's going for the scope Gewehr instead. Which is not a bad upgrade in this kind of environment with the heavy cover-to-cover fighting. But he needs to be very careful where he stays. He needs to get behind some cover. Waffen-SS has been pushed back. 25th are getting up behind cover here. I think at this range they will actually beat the paratroopers, especially because they have more men at the moment. Yep, and the Gewehr 43 already just got a kill there. The 25th are really good Panzergrenadiers. Don't underestimate them. So the Waffen-SS have an HQ there. And we are seeing the second SS Panzergrenadiers on the field. These are really good Panzergrenadiers able to storm that people rarely use because they better use the Wallonians, evidently. They can be equipped with a lot of assault equipment. Indeed, they're getting PPSHs, Gewehr 43s, and incendiary grenades. Really good for this kind of environment. But you should probably wait until they have their upgrades before moving in my opinion. But he's actually waiting here. Okay, good to see. He's not just rushing in. With the PPSH, they'll definitely do a lot of damage. Especially in these close quarters. We're seeing more the 25th coming in. It's very good to see actual elite Panzergrenadiers being called in for the Germans here. Oh, the Germans are pushing up. Was that the second SSC are just really being a distraction for now? Yeah, the BAR though is just too much fire here. Forcing the Germans to pull back, but I think that might be a dead Panzergrenadier squad. Yeah, that's a dead Panzergrenadier. Not easy. Looks like the 25th are equipped for long-range combat at the moment with their Gewehr 43s. They're getting a 2-2-1. I do think these units will be able to fight the British paratroopers if they can get behind heavy cover and fire at long range. I also think we're actually seeing veterancy upgrade. Yeah, so they're going to become veterancy 1 shortly. Problem is they're not in proper cover here, but the Gewehr 43 is already taking a kill there. One of them have already been suppressed though. They push you up on the other flank. Not looking good here for the Germans. Especially because there's already a command student on the fields. Good spinning grenade though, trying to buy some time. Pack being called in, they do need that pack quick. 25th only took one loss in that combat engagement actually. Not bad. Here's the 2-2-1. Oh, and that Sherwood Ranger squad just got mowed down. And fighting near vehicle is actually good, because these are Panzergrenadiers. They get buffs when they're fighting near vehicles. Well, they need to use it as cover, I think, for the buff to actually dig in. Or take in, I mean. Command stewards are going to be a problem, though, I think. But the Waffen-SS has gotten that pack. Just the Panzerfaust being equipped in the Sturmgrenadiers. 2-1 is already doing a lot of damage to the American machine guns. Second steward being prepared by the US. British paratroopers are still trying to creep up here. They actually landed a ranger down here, overrunning the Osttruppen. The Eastern Europeans did not really expect that to happen. 2-1 is pulling back because of the command steward. But Panzerfaust from the Panzergrenadiers did not go off. Oh, that sucks. And now the paratroopers have secured the fuel down here. Vickers machine gun, AT gun, as well as a whole paratrooper fire team. Sturmgrenadiers is trying to push up here. But I need more combat-ready infantry. They do have an Untersturmführer on the field. But it's good to see a Sturm player that's not relying entirely on the far-right Belgians. Used to be very popular to do these days, though. Well, we have 25th Panzergrenadiers being armored scoped STGs now as well. So these are definitely becoming long-range combat units. I suppose it's a good call for this kind of cover-to-cover fighting in the ruins. But they also need some troops that can fight up close, but I suppose that's what the Volksgrenadiers with the PPSHs are there for. Red Carry opening fire with its double machine guns. Vickers Cairn is up. Did they actually get recruited from the thing here? No idea, but it got shot up. As I noticed, his crew was actually paratroopers. Here come the 25th, and they'll definitely be a problem. Stewards are overrunning the Waffen-SS positions. Good shot there from the pack. Artillery being called in on the British positions. And these 25th Panzergrenadiers are just doing an amazing job here, supporting the Lieutenant. But it's giving in 50% more reload speed, that's bad, that's pretty good. Unfortunately, don't have any Osttruppen, because the Osttruppen will see more veterancy when near the Lieutenant. Delayed fuse mortars coming in, but I think, yeah, the command steward is gone. We have more Panzergrenadiers being called in for the Waffen-SS. Good to see. Good to see the actual Panzergrenadiers being used. I do love seeing Panzergrenadiers on the field. Very little here that can deal with the 2-2-1 at the moment. Well, there is actually a small gun trying. It is being suppressed though, so it's not much of a threat at the moment. There we go, got shot. Doesn't look too good here for the Germans as of now. But these Panzergrenadiers, when properly equipped, could be a big problem. Pack houses are being prepared by the British forces. They're actually recruiting it from the glider. Okay. Which I think is where you actually do have to get it from. Oh, it's been booby-trapped. They don't know that. They don't know the allies have booby-trapped it. But only one guy ran forward to trigger. That's good, actually. That's actually a very good thing, because that means they only lose one man. Oh, he's satcheling it. He needs to get in there before the next trap is ready. And there we go, he stopped it from triggering. If you actually enter a point while the trap is arming, it disables the trap. Now these units have a lot of assault capability. Gewehr 43s and PPSHs. That's a Sherman though. Oh, but they didn't save them. Pack 40 is still present though. Pack house is now in the field.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
25th are pushing up. Water half track is also present. Need to be careful. That pack howitzer could be very dangerous. Fortunately, the cover seems to be working in their favor right now. But 25th are pulling back. Second SS are going to have to deal with a lot of American stuff shortly, I think. We might likely see more tanks coming out soon for the US armor. Instead of being called in on the British positions here. But the paratroopers are still holding up here thanks to the glider. 24-2 coming out, 25th are still being remanned. We'll potentially try and flank around down here, actually. Very few people actually use this road. We have another pack here for the Waffen-SS. While the Allies aren't getting any fuel from here, they are denying it to the Axis at the moment, which is probably what the whole plan was. SMLE sniper now on the field, alongside the stolen MG-34s. These paratroopers are going to be very dangerous. Looks like the half-track has been put into counter-barrage mode. Obviously deal with the 75th, 75mm. We also have a Hauptmann now present for the Wehrmacht. A much more higher ranked officer. Doesn't look like the counter barrage is really working. Fire for effect has been called in. The Germans have to get out of there. He needs to drive out there quick. It looks like he succeeds. That's good. So actually suffering minimal losses here. All Panzergrenadiers on the field. Haven't been equipped with their assault equipment, so they might soon be able to overrun the American position if they're lucky. Looks like the Sherman did actually go down, I think. Yes. So replacement Sherman is being called in. What they need to do is get through the American machine. Americans don't have a lot of machine guns at the moment, actually. More supplies being airdropped in for the British paratroopers. And I think out in the open, the paratroopers are just too powerful for the 25th to handle. Oh, we'll need to see what comes out of this. Sturmpioneer is opening fire here with the Sturmgewehr. Oh, an SS sniper has been called in. I think unique unit to Sturm. Normally the SS don't actually get snipers, they get outclass. But having a sniper is a pretty handy thing. If you can actually get him to veterancy free, you can actually get a scope Sturmgewehr and snipe with that. Another glider's coming in by the looks of it. Wonder where it's gonna land though. Oh, it's going for this point. That's a pretty risky drop. But it is going to allow them to take the point, I think. That's a very risky drop. You don't want to drop gliders in like that. Oh, the second SS is pushing up here, using the cover. Untersturmführer is leading the charge. Yeah, taking heavy losses though in their approach. But now they have the weapons and they are in cover. And they're mowing through the Americans here. You have Shermans on the field now though. Command Sherman and another A2. I don't think the second SS actually have any AT weapons unless you can upgrade them with the Rakettenpanzerbüchse. Oh, now this is a bad thing for the Germans. That's a white phosphorus shell. It looks like the Germans might be able to decap the fuel. Yep, they're running out of that though. They don't want to deal with that. Oh, destroyed one of the Panzergrenadiers though. And also killed the officer. But they did lose the Sherman. Panzer IV A is being prepared by the Ostdivision. 25th have become very veteran at the moment. And Lieutenant is also present to provide firing support, allowing him to reload much faster. 15% faster. And killing the crew there pretty quick. Down in the open, the paratroopers will just mow them down. SS snipers already starting to pick some shots on the Americans. More Panzergrenadiers on the field. Stormgrenadier has not been armed with a second machine gun. I wonder what the plan is. They're just gonna stay there in reserve, holding the rear line. Aufklären the field's a spot for the Wehrmacht, allowing the mortar half-track to get some shots. Panzer 480 is on the field now. Grenadiers are actually trying to secure the point here. Half Sturmführer coming out for the Waffen-SS, having arrived with a Sturmpistole, like a small grenade launcher in the form of a pistol, really. A unique little weapon. I believe it's developed from a flare gun, actually. Field point has been booby-trapped up there. Thinking ahead, evidently. Oh, he's gonna give all the Panzergrenadiers here more accuracy. That's gonna be good. Americans were trying to lay mines, but it might be a little bit too late. And they got mowed down quickly. Oh yeah, they're just mowing the Americans down with those weapons. Panzer 480 is trying to fight against the British position here. He's to avoid getting too close to these paratroopers. They do have stolen Panzerfaust, and a Firefly has arrived. Another Sherman, a command Sherman. Pack 40 moving up. Smoke going in. Immobilizing it. That's a really good thing for the Waffen-SS here. Very good coordination right there. There is a minefield there, so the troops need to be careful where they move. Yeah, like that. The place is also booby-trapped, so that's a problem. 25th are trying somewhat to stabilize their position, I guess. But it's good to see the 25th on the field. Although there's a lot of units here we rarely see, so I appreciate that. I appreciate seeing the 2nd Panzergrenadiers and the 25th Panzergrenadiers. Oh, that was an incendiary shell from the mortar half-track. Firefly needs to be a little bit cautious as it moves up. Let's go try and take a shot in the Panzer 4. Let's go for the mortar half-track. Not the best decision at the moment, I think. Now there's a 2nd Panzer 4 on the field. Mthis is slowly securing more of a front line here. We just need to get that point taken. Oh, they do have minesweepers ready. Nice to see. So you could actually move in to try and take the point. And the sharpshooter is just slowly getting more and more shots on the Americans. He's actually being a pretty big pain here. Flamheads are coming in. Unique weapon to Sturm tactics, I believe. Essentially, it's a heads are armed with a flamethrower instead of a gun.
Ready! Unit ready.
Yeah, there it is. Pretty dangerous weapon. Germans are securing the cutoff point again. 25th are being pinned down in the road. Artillery called in at the German positions up here. They are relocating. EC8s are being prepared by the US Armor now. Probably the best German in the whole game. At least in in every stat, I think. Apart from armor, the Jumbo is better in armor, I think, but that's about it. This Flamheads is going to be a big problem for the Americans unless that EC8... Oh, he dropped the EC8. And the booby trap went off. They might still be able to take the point now. He needs to get in there and stop it from arming.
Officer, ready to be deployed.
Now there's a Flamheadser. Oh no, can the free range start opening fire in time? Oh, it actually did. Oh, that was a bad move from the Flamheadser.
Medium tank was destroyed.
Not good there. More supplies being airdropped in for the British troops. Oh, we have the half-track in trouble. But he managed to drive away from the Panzerfaust in time. And it was rearmed in time, so not good there for the Waffen-SS.
There's a shiny new officer and gentleman ready to go.
Germans are still holding pretty good despite not having had fuel for a while. Oh, we're seeing a howitzer come up here for the Ostdivision. 10.5 centimeters like the Feldhaubitze. Probably the most basic, well not the basic, but the most common howitzer in the German army, I think.
Incoming.
Yeah, I don't think this British AT gun is going to last long on all that fire. That's a lot of machine guns coming in on it. Oh, and the 25th might actually flank down here, but the British paratroops are waiting in ambush. Also, these guys are virtually 5 now, so that's a pretty strong Panzergrenadier squad. Needs to get behind cover. Don't just charge out in the open against them. Well, they're actually moving it down pretty well. Artillery being called in on the British positions again. Sharpshooter is trying to shoot a 76 Sherman. Probably not the wisest move in his life. Yeah, but indeed he's pulling back because of that. Panzergrenadiers are flanking now the position of the British. Not too much firepower, they might pull back for reinforcement again. 76 Sherman is in trouble, I think. Zoom tactics have gotten up a very good position here though, they just need to get some more weapons out. And now the 10.5 is opening fire. 75 centimeters in counter barrage. They're already getting some good kills there though. Oh, incendiary shells right on the 75. I mean, they're burning up slowly. In fact, the crew just died there.
The crew are, I'm afraid, quite dead.
Osthofen alongside a lieutenant is trying to secure this point on the machine gun fire. Don't think it'll work out for them in the end. Big blitzkrieg push down here on the southern flank. They have to deal with these 17 pounders though.
Good news. The ability is ready for use.
Very brave of these Panzervoids, but they seem to be working. They took out one of them. So both sides lost the tank, but the Germans are trying to take the northern point now. At least decaptured it. Also Stukji, good choice. Also Command Panzer IV F1 on the field, I think. Yep. Plus 2 gets the unique ability of having high explosive shells armed, so it makes it really good for infantry support. Allowing you to assault positions a lot easier. Also the Buffalo soldiers have been called in. African American troops essentially use as static infantry. Cheap troops essentially and under-equipped as you probably would have expected. Considering the times we're in.
Prepared for action. Attention! Prepare for action! Standing by. Ready for further
And Mortar Half-Track has actually done a lot to become a problem for the British. It's just not getting that many kills, but it is providing some utility for him to utilize. But he needs to pull it back now because I think the Royal Paratroops are coming his way.
Enemy squad has our number.
Is he gonna notice? Yeah, he notices. He drives away. Oh, he's actually throwing a grenade over the buildings. Good smart move. But now the Waffen-SS have secured their front line and they are preparing to push up further.
Stand ready.
In my own opinion, I actually would not arm them with the PPS-8. I would probably arm them with the LMG-42 and the Gewehr's. That's just my own opinion, because that way they can also fight at long range. I just like having a lot of utility on my infantry generally. Now the Buffalo soldiers I don't think will do that much. Especially with a machine gun right there. More paratroopers sitting up in that position. And his 10.5 centimeter is just doing a lot of issues for the British positions. Stup G arriving for the Ostdivision too. 25th are engaging the paratroopers again. Oh, these 25th are just mowing into the paratroopers despite the cover. Like, it's a really good squad, like, don't get me wrong. The 25th are amazing. It's a wonder we don't see more people use them. And I don't see a lot of people ever go Ostdivision, really. For some reason. Ostdivision is pretty decent. Just seems like everyone just goes Straff these days, I've noticed. Now that's a lot of British troops, though. I think the 25th might want to reconsider their position here. They kill off a squad, though. That's a big start. Down the open, I think the British paratroopers with the NMG-34s will win. Yeah, I think this guy should probably get out of there. Good incendiary, but just overshot. Light line coming in behind. After this, has set up a defensive line. Americans are preparing a push for a push show. But a fair few Shermans present, a big variety of Shermans actually. Mostly A2s, but that's, the A2 is pretty decent. Not a bad tank. Yes, mine's being laid and the Panzergrenadiers are preparing to push alongside the Stuk. So we have the Panzer engagement about to happen. F1 is in trouble. American tanks are pushing. Very good usage of the Shermans here for going around the flank. Tukenpack is holding them off though. Oh, good job there from the F1 too. Looks like the Mthis is holding their position. With some effort though. F1 goes down. And the command crew probably has to get out of there. Stuk goes down. Lighters going in as well at around the same time. That's a pretty risky maneuver. Oh, guys, landing right here. Really bad timing. They're gonna get mowed down. And they got completely mowed down. Meanwhile, the German position to the south is still trying to push these British troops out.
The peg gun is ready for orders.
Storm tanks are getting a Panzer 48. More American troops are just falling here.
Just got a report of an infantry
Panzergrenadiers
unit
pushing
being
northwards.
wiped out.
and the Germans are pushing through the other flank now with the 25th. Lieutenant working as on the 25th pretty well, actually. I'd probably say that he should probably get the MP40s with how much assault-oriented he's becoming. Oh, this is actually not an MP4, this is an MP38, by the way.
We have lost a squad.
Very similar weapon, though. They actually can almost cut off the British and entirely from resources. Pineapple going over from the rear echelon. Ooh, only killed 2 of the people, though. 5 effect going in there. Looks like it's gonna be from the British, actually.
Panzer IV ready. Combat strike. Shut it. Ready for orders. This is what we're trained for. Stuck here.
10.5 centimeters still bombarding the British position. Well, there's not much left there, just a lone paratrooper squad and some over here by a beacon trying to hold the position still.
The ability is ready.
Aufklar probably kept a very good eye on them. EC8 on the field for the Americans. Germans not going to be able to do much against EC8 with that. Now will the Panzer IV do good is the question. Doesn't look it so far. EC8 is a pretty good Sherman. Very high arm. Oh, but armor rack! Very good shot there from the Panzer IVJ.
We just lost a medium.
Very lucky. That's why you should always have infantry support with your tanks.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
Double Stuk here for the Ostdivision.
Assault guns standing by.
We'll probably arm both of them with an MG42 if he wants to more anti-infantry prowess on them.
Armor ready to move.
It's good to see Ost being used as an actual assault commander though, rather than just going for straight up artillery and the Sturmtiger. It's nice to see. And it shows the versatility of Sturm as well. The Sturm can go in this direction. There's a tango there. Well, the Storms was gonna try and oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work at all. It's opening fire again in the British position. It's getting some good shots. This Aufklar is buying them so much information. It's giving them a lot of sight to work with. Like even spotting the paratroops that are hidden there. So good uses of scouts there.
We are losing a sector.
I think he's even going to try and capture the point. Yeah, he is. The paratrooper's going to have to make their move now. It also reveals that there are scouts.
Weapon crew lost.
The scouts have been spotted. And they got mowed down. Probably not the best thing to reveal them that way. Sometimes you have to be very patient with your scouts. Sometimes. Panzer IVJ against the paratroopers here, but the paratroopers do have Captain Panzerfausts. But it might not be worth losing a paratrooper squad over it. Looks like they do get away though. Sheriffs are flanking from the north here. But Pack 40 is present. It's a sniper still trying to get some shots. He's very wounded though. Repairs trying to go into the Panzer IVJ. The man crew from the F1 is still in the field without their tank.
Regiment advises. Infantry ready to utilize breakthrough tactics. Ready for
Big Stuk force have been prepared. 25 Panzergrenadiers are ready to flank around now, with the Lieutenant leading them. Most of the Hauptmann have been armed with PPSHs. Paratroopers are down. Most of the British have to abandon that part of the front. They cannot hold that position anymore.
We're losing a capture point.
Looks like the 25th Panzergrenadiers and the artillery just was too much for the British here to hold. I really do think they should get the MP38 though to support them, because they're going to very assault heavy with the Lieutenant here. Working very well alongside the Panzergrenadiers. Stuk Combat Force is moving out though. Stuk Kampfgruppe. Getting another Aufklar, and we're finally seeing final tech up for the Ost Division. Yes, they haven't had to do final tech up because there's no need to do that all the time. Sometimes you can rely on just summon attacks. Rocket strike coming in. Stooks are pulling back because of that, obviously. And plane shut down. That was cancelled quick. Artillery on American positions. Looks like it's heavy artillery being called in by the crew. And Germans are moving for an assault. Need to take out the 50 cal positions.
A medium tank was just lost.
Sherman is still able to open fire through the building there. Panzer 4 down. And Sturmgrenadiers did not get close enough. The machine guns are just smoking them down out in the open. Yeah. Germans are doing another pullback, but we are seeing the Sturmtiger now. I would have probably wanted to see something else, but I don't actually think they have much else in the finals here. It's really just Stuks, Panzer 4s, and the Sturmtiger. Huh. Really, they're running after them with the Buffalo Soldiers. The Buffalo Soldiers are not good enough for this kind of stuff, I think. Stuks could get ready to move though. 25th Panzergrenadiers are already moving up. There's just some Osttruppen being prepared behind us. And second Haubitze on the field, so that's double howitzers now. They've not detected the beacon yet.
Cheeky little blighters.
With the Sturmtiger now on the field, I think the American armor commander is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Especially because this thing is going to be able to fire straight into the American base. That's a big problem. That might be what he's aiming for. Because he could probably destroy the American base in one shot if he gets a very accurate one. Oh, the Firefly's going for the howitzer. But the Pack 40 is there to try and hold it. That's a very risky maneuver with a 17-pounder. Pack 40 missed though. Getting direct shots on the position. This, okay, it's actually doing okay. But it goes down, so it's still a little bit of a waste.
The enemy have destroyed one of our Sherman Fireflies.
Artillery going into the German Waffen-SS position. Oh, that was a good howitzer shot right there. Destroyed a lot of the SS forces.
What happened?
And behind the glider is coming in. Panzergrenadiers were far away from the action though, so they're still safe. Big push coming from the Wehrmacht though. Pushing along the entire front.
We lost a gun crew.
Still a very bit of a suicidal drop because these Sturm Pioneers have Sturmgewiss. But it has bought the Americans some time to push up.
Crew ready. Panzer 4 ready for action.
And the Stuks are pushing upwards now. They've actually set into an ambush position. Which I do think is a little bit of a silly thing, but what can you do? It's mostly the fact that you can just set up an ambush position out in the open. And it spawns bushes like that. It's a little bit silly to me. Here comes the Panzergrenadiers though. And then a Bren carrier spawned from the glider. Don't think he'll do that much though.
Attacking our flank, the cheeky bastards! Orders?
It's still going.
One of our officers has fallen in battle.
They should have thrown a satchel charge on it. There we go, now the carrier's down. Not a carrier, the The glider.
Receiving effective fire.
Orders coming in.
Prepare for action. Ready.
Stooks have been pushed up here, but the Sherman is flanking around. It's using its speeds. And if it has a turret, the Stooks don't have turrets.
Incoming tank. Counter fire. Armor destroyed.
That's the problem of keeping them all so tightly packed. You don't want to tightly pack your armor. Oh, the Stooks. That's a pretty big shot. How the Stooks survived that, I have no idea. But I think the Germans might have the upper hand here. The Americans have lost practically everything. So it's the British. Wow, the Germans just have to push in, really. Get repair for their Stooks and tanks and then just push up. Destroy the American defenses and push in to finish them. More fuel being airdropped in for the Americans though in vain, I think. I think this fuel's gonna help too much.
You got a rifle squad waiting for orders.
And British are down to 3 squads here. Recce team, some paratroopers and a Sherwood Ranger captain. German 76 is being prepared though.
Standing by. Send orders. We're ready to move. Group back at full strength. Ready to engage.
Opel Blitz allowing the Waffen-SS to reinforce in the field.
Prepare to move.
Still a beacon there down there for the British. When the 5th will stop any infantry to try to get out of the base though. They're far too accurate and in a good position here. Like even the paratroopers here don't stand a chance in cover-to-cover fighting. Even the ALF class are now opening fire. American base is in trouble. Sherman is actually doing a really good job here despite everything. Yep, and there goes the other Sherman.
A medium tank was just lost.
Got a glider coming in. Very risky drop. Especially with all the Panzergrenadiers nearby. But somehow it seems to have worked.
Heavy armor has been
That's a satchel charge though, I think. Yep. Stooks are preparing to push the other flank though, I think. And the music seems to be all over the place right now.
Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
Americans only have versions 2 Buffalo Soldier at the moment. All base defenses down. And Germans just need to push in at this point. Double Storm Pioneers being prepared.
Standing by.
Pretty intense fight. Oh, and we actually have a command bunker have been set up by Jo's division to allow reinforcement at the front line.
Alright. Here's the thing.
Germans just need to get in there and destroy the base buildings. Incendiary going into the British base. Ooh, good shot.
There's a major
Yeah,
reporting.
but the American base is now being targeted down. We actually have wait, what happened to the other howitzer? How did that get blown up?
The bunker has been converted to an emergency medical station.
Easy in the field though. This could be a problem for the Waffen-SS. The Waffen-SS is lacking stuff to handle easier at the moment. Then the officer. Storms is trying to man the pack.
Enemy armor! Adjust fire!
Good shot there. There's also Sturmgrenadier by who can Panzerfaust it. That's 4J coming up too. Good shot from the J there. Saving the Storm Tiger. Oh, and the playback is over. Okay. Looks like the Germans won. I hope you all enjoyed this one. And I'll see you all in the next one, everyone. Bye-bye.